Welcome to another episode of the Book Fix Podcast, a podcast where we fix lives one book at a time. I'm your host, Yajaira.
And I'm your host, Cheli. Oh my gosh. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm feeling FOMO because Cheli's over here taking shot. If I would have known, I would have gotten something to drink too, but there's literally nothing here. So I feel very sad, depressed.
I'm sorry.
The storm that is happening outside my window is because I'm feeling FOMO.
No. Oh, okay. But to defend myself, I have been to myself for like almost 3 weeks because I'm on vacation.
No, you don't have to explain yourself. It's just a joke.
Okay, I'm sorry. I felt offended.
No, don't explain yourself. Okay, you deserve it. Take another shot.
Okay,
for the both of us.
No, thank you.
I told Cheli, I was like, Cheli, your tolerance is literally to the floor. Like
it really is.
You're taking way too many shots.
I'm only 2 in, so we'll see how it goes. So
I thought you did 3.
No, I have my 3rd one served, but I haven't taken it
ready.
Yet. Yeah.
Ready.
Yeah, she's served, but she hasn't served yet, you know?
She hasn't served you yet.
Oh my gosh. I wanted to tell you, I was on TikTok the other day and I noticed, or I heard about this book tea.
Okay, what's the book tea?
I wanted to know your take on it because apparently there are people lying about how many books that they read in 2022.
First of all, how do you prove that? Like, how do you prove that someone's lying about how many books they read?
I don't know. Do you quiz them? Can you imagine?
Tell me the entirety of that story. That's so fucking stupid.
Can you imagine like one of your reads is like the Holy Bible and it's like, there's no way that you read this book in a day. And it's like, bitch, quiz me on Corinthians. I know that shit.
I know it like the back of my hand, okay? Well, first of all, ask yourself, why does it matter? Even if someone was lying about the amount of books that they read, why does it matter? Yeah. Who cares?
Yeah. And I feel like if it doesn't affect you, then whatever. But also, like, you don't have to lie about it. If you didn't reach your book goal, then that's fine. But
yeah, there's always next year. It's not that serious.
It's not like Goodreads is going to be like, we canceled your account because you're a stupid bitch.
Because you're a failure, you dumb bitch. Can you imagine?
Only read 3 books type bitch.
Well, you were too busy taking shots with your family that you couldn't read 2 more books.
Everyone, shout out to this bitch who didn't reach her reading goal. It's like, Goodreads, please. I have a family.
It really doesn't matter. But I feel like you shouldn't lie about it, though.
I don't think so either.
It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. And it's supposed to be a personal goal, you know? So at the end of the day, if you've been able to read 1 book, that should be enough. Because, I mean, we're all adults.
I know.
It's fucking hard to read.
Yeah, especially, you know, if you have full-time jobs, if you're going to school, if you have other hobbies that you enjoy doing. Like, it's hard to keep track of all of these different types of books that are available to us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that's interesting. I do wonder how it came out. I'm assuming that whoever is being called out probably like confessed and was like, okay guys, I did say that I wrote 325 books, but TBH, I only read 5.
I'm sorry, guys.
Sorry. I did start all of them though. I started them. I didn't finish them though.
I did put want to read on Goodreads. Does that count?
I think it does. I think so.
But today we are continuing with reading Arranged Marriage and Forced Proximity for the month. And we are going to be talking about Bound by Honor by Cora Reilly.
Yes. So we are going to start off the episode by Cheli giving us a quick summary of the book. And then we'll get into more spoiler parts. So if you want to read the book before you get to the spoilers, I suggest you go do that now and then come back.
And I totally, I worked on this summary day and night. I totally didn't write it 2 minutes before we started filming. So
mid-shot.
I actually wrote it while we were talking right now.
Yeah, and I'm not even done yet.
Bound by Honor follows the story of two characters. Luca is the heir of the New York mafia who, in order to create an alliance with Chicago's mafia, has to marry the leading family's eldest daughter, Aria. This is an obligation on both sides and does not seem that it will ever become a marriage out of love. But throughout challenges and obstacles, the two may get closer than what they ever thought would happen.
Mm-hmm. So if you enjoy arranged marriages, if you like mafia romance, then this one you might enjoy, possibly.
Yeah. Thank you. But now we're going to spoil, so please leave and come back later. I'm sorry, I don't mean to kick you out, but you got to go.
It is on Kindle Unlimited, so...
Yeah, dude.
It's available to you.
Can I say, I've used Kindle Unlimited more these past few days than I did the entire last year.
Me too. And I'm so sad about it because I had the subscription, so they were taking my money and I wasn't even using it. It's so sad.
This is the year of Kindle Unlimited.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, if only there was a way you can, like, pause it.
I know, I wish there was. Where they're like, oh, she didn't read. Maybe we shouldn't take her money. But you know, Jeff Bezos.
That be so God damn it, Jeff Bezos.
But why don't we start by talking about our characters and focusing first?
Aren't you forgetting something?
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I'm lost in the sauce. I have two shots in me. But usually before we start talking about the story, Yajaira and we don't tell each other how we feel about these stories. So we do have to guess what each would rate this story. And I want to go first. I want to guess. So, you know Yajaira. I mean, we're 75 episodes in. If you don't know her, what are you doing here? Actually, you might join us. You might have joined us this episode. So I apologize. But if you didn't join us this episode, fuck you.
Oh my gosh, she's drunk. Don't listen to her.
But that being said, I think that you appreciated this story, at least surface level wise. Like, you appreciated the spice. I think you appreciated what it had going, but I don't see you ever continuing this story. Like, I think you're gonna read the first one. You might start the second one just like out of curiosity, but then be like, nah, this ain't for me. I don't think you liked all of the side characters, and I fucking feel it in my bones, like in my whistles. That means bones.
That means bones.
That you fucking hated her siblings.
Oh, okay.
That being said, I don't see you giving this higher than a 2.
Okay, so here's my guess for you, Cheli. I feel like you didn't enjoy the story. I can't really say why. It's just a vibe. I just feel like this isn't your type of book, you know? You don't normally seek out such like smut heavy books, at least that I know of.
I don't know.
I mean, if you do, why don't you share them with me?
I mean, I keep my secrets between me and Jesus, but okay.
So I feel like you would give this book a 1.
Damn.
Because it's just a vibe. That's just a vibe I'm getting. Why are you saying damn? Your guess was not that far from a 1.
I mean, 2's a pretty big number. I'm excited to talk about this book. When I finished reading this, so long ago, yesterday, I was like, oh my God, I'm so fucking ready to talk to Yajaira about this book. I actually wanted to text you yesterday and just be like, let's just film it. Like, I'm so pumped. So I'm excited to hear.
Why didn't you?
I'm excited to hear your thoughts. I didn't want to bother you because you're such a busy lady. So I didn't want to take from your life.
Stop. You can never bother me.
Okay, let's start.
All right, so let's go ahead and start talking about the characters.
Yeah.
So our main character is Aria Scuderi.
Mm-hmm.
So when she was super young, only 15. Oh, damn, what's that Taylor Swift song? 15, and someone tells you he loves you. Something like that, I don't know.
That's me beatboxing.
Huh?
That was me beatboxing. I tried joining you. Did she cough?
Thank you so much. Damn, you're so good at that. Okay, anyway. So she was only 15 when her parents were like, you know what, girl? You're not paying any bills. It's time for you to hold your end. Because, you know, they're the leading family in Chicago.
Yeah.
So the dad decided to betroth her to Luca.
At 15.
She was 15. So as Cheli said, Luca is the heir to the leading family in New York.
Yes.
And both of the families are Italian, but like they didn't like vibe with one another. They had tension with each other before. But because of other mob families, they decided, you know what, we need to join forces. And the way they did that was by betrothing their two eldest children together.
Yes.
So Arya was only 15 and Luca was
20.
And 20. And they did meet each other because they had like an engagement party.
Yeah.
Which I feel like was so uncomfortable because
dude,
I hated the mother. The mother was just like so typical where the dad was like the quote unquote alpha and the mom was just like, well, it's whatever your father wants. Like she wouldn't even say anything. She was actually avoiding Arya. She was like, I don't want to look at her because
Can I say that I texted you when I read the engagement party, I guess. And I was like, should we fucking DNF this book? Because what I thought, it was like, I felt like it was going to be a 20-year-old coming on to like a 15-year-old. And I was not down for that shit because the family, oh my God, I forgot her name. Arya's family basically dressed her up in like very skimpy clothing in order for her to seem more.
They gave her a push-up bra too.
Yeah, for her to seem more attractive. And when I read that, and when I read that, I was like, oh, okay, I don't feel comfortable reading this. But I think that's kind of the point of the book, for you to feel uncomfortable with her side of the family mostly. But she does meet him at 15 while he is 20.
I just want to say that I also felt very uncomfortable. I was thinking the same thing. Like I was going to text you when I got to that part as well, because I finished this before you started, I think.
Yes.
But I was like, oh, let me just keep going to see if anything happens during their first meeting. Like to see if, you know, he came on to her or he said anything to her. That would be like, ugh, like just give me the creeps.
Yep.
But he didn't say anything. It wasn't like he wasn't checking her out or anything. He was just kind of like smirking to himself, like, oh, like she's literally a child.
Ew, but didn't his brother check her out?
Yeah, it was his brother. Yeah, his brother, which I have a lot to say about his brother. But his brother Mateo, which I fucking hated because I love that name. Mateo?
I do
love
too.
that name. Oh, a miracle. A miracle on the Book Fix podcast that Cheli loves a guy's name.
Okay,
you have to
going.
read the past episodes to understand that if this is your first time listening to us.
I hate every fucking name.
You literally do. So Mateo was the one who was like, damn, she's so fine, and like making uncomfortable, like saying uncomfortable things about Arya. And what I liked that happened was that Luca was like, she's a child. Like he literally just said that. It was like, she's a child. No, like it's so weird to me how normal it is for these older guys to be checking out the children. Because it wasn't just Mateo. I think it was someone else too who like would at least like kind of like look at her in a certain way. And then her cousin said something too, like derogatory towards Arya.
Yes.
And it just makes me so sad that this is like their normal world, right? That it's more about, like the title suggests, is it's about honor. So it's like they don't even care how old you are. At the end of the day, Arya was Luca's property, so it was like, oh well, that's your husband, so future husband.
Yep. Oh my God. So after 3 years pass and she becomes 18, she does end up marrying Luca. And like, I think before they get married, like 4 days before, he goes to her apartment, or no, her hotel, because she's staying at a suite where the wedding is going to take place. And he's like, by the way, here's birth control because
our wedding night is going to be lit. She's already 18.
Come wedding night? Oh, Like he was basically saying that he was gonna have sex with her because he was gonna claim his property. And the wedding night happened, and fucking it feels so sad because a lot of the wives that were congratulating her would whisper into her ear and just be like, okay, just pretend that you like it.
Oh, I know.
Like,
oh my God. I can't remember who it was, but wasn't it one of her cousins who was like, you know what, just lay there. Just lay there and let him do his thing. It's, you just kind of have to accept that this is like a role that you have to do. And it was like freaking her out, obviously, because she was forced. Like she couldn't even have a boyfriend or anything. So, obviously.
Because she had to be a virgin.
Yeah. She was completely inexperienced. She had never even kissed a guy.
Yep.
So this must have been so terrifying for her. And the thing that I did appreciate was that I really felt her fear. Like she was scared the entire night.
Yeah.
She wouldn't even eat. Like she felt so uncomfortable. She had to force smiles to like the people who were super happy about this wedding. But it was also very disgusting how like old school it was, because they remember about the sheets.
Yes.
Like they wanted, after the wedding night, they were expected to present like the wedding sheets to the family to make sure that Arya really was a virgin.
Yeah,
which is so like disgusting.
They like hang up the bloodied sheets in front of the families. Then everyone talks about their first time.
Oh God!
But the wedding night. Oh wait! I do want to mention that at the wedding there was actually a girl there whose name was Grace Park, and she was one of Luca's past like flings, and she during the wedding night basically congratulated both of them and then went up to Arya and basically said, hey, he's gonna fuck you like a fucking animal and he's gonna make you bloody, bitch. Congratulations. Yeah. That's what he did to me. I hated her. Oh my God.
I could not stand her either. Because she obviously knew how terrified Arya was. So the fact that she literally whispered that to her ear was so mean. Like she knew that obviously she would be so scared.
Yep.
Because she said that he's going to leave you bloody. It's like, well, damn, he's a fucking animal, I guess.
But come the wedding night, they were both in their room and he was basically like, I'm going to claim what's mine, bitch. I'm going to claim what's mine. But there was a point, because she was trying to resist, but there was a point where she just stood there and she just cried. Like she was not resisting. She was just crying.
She cried most of the night.
Yeah.
That whole night.
And he got so frustrated that he punched the wall and he cut himself with a knife and mixed it with water and basically put it on their sheets and was like, there, at least they'll believe that we had sex. But I'm not going to force myself upon you and we can just go to sleep. And they did.
Yeah. Yeah, and they really did. I was kind of expecting him to at least like leave a mark on her. So cuz he has this like reputation of being such a wild person, right? So I thought, oh my God, he's going to like have to mark her somehow, but he didn't. He literally just apparently in his family there's like a tradition where you have to cut the wife's corset.
Yes.
So he just like cut the corset and then that was pretty much it. But I was surprised.
I was pleasantly surprised.
No, saying, because I was like, if this ends up like a rape scene, I'm gonna literally like DNF right now. This is disgusting.
Yep. So let's stop there for now for Lara. Hello, I'm thinking about Bridge Kingdom. I'm sorry.
Who's Lara?
Who's she? Who the fuck is that?
Who the fuck is Laura?
I'm sorry. I'm like freaking seeing stars right now.
I told you not to take that third shot.
I have a fourth one ready. Okay.
So oh my God.
Let's stop there for Arya for now. Overall, how did you feel about her?
I felt really bad for her because she had absolutely no choice in her life. And there was a moment in the beginning when her dad told her, oh, you're going to have to marry him. And that's it. You can't say anything about it. where she thought to herself, well, the only reason why they picked me was because I'm the eldest.
Yeah.
And in turn, she was grateful because so it's her, then it's Gianna.
Yes.
Gianna, I think. And she was 14, 13?
Yes.
18. I think she was a year younger, I'm pretty sure. And then it was Lily. And then it was Fabiano, who was the youngest. And I just thought that was really, I don't know, I thought it was kind of nice that she was like, well, at least my other siblings don't have to do this. But overall, I felt bad for her character.
I did too. I mean, she didn't want to be part of this life, and she even voices it later that if she could pick another life for herself, she wouldn't want to be part of the mafia. And I did feel bad for her, but her character to me felt very inconsistent because I feel like she was very soft-spoken, but then she was also very like, whatever, I'm gonna fucking go to the club and live, bitch. And it's like, okay.
You know what? Yeah, that's so true. I did feel that moment took me out because she was so scared. And then her character would kind of go back and forth between being confident and being like timid.
Yeah.
And even like the progression of their relationship, I felt like it kept going back and forth.
Yeah.
On her feelings specifically.
And her jealousy towards Grace Park, I kind of understood. But at the same time, Grace was nothing. So I don't.
You know, do you remember that in the beginning of the story, Arya mentions that she hopes that he does end up having a mistress. That way she doesn't have to fulfill her wife duties, you know?
Yeah.
That was never brought up again. It was just mentioned that one time, and then it was like, oh no, what? Grace? That's my hubby.
Because, I mean...
That's my hubby.
Not to move like too far ahead, but when Luca does end up cheating on her with Grace... I wanted to see more conflicting feelings with her and not her being caught. Like, I wanted her to step out and be like, what the fuck do I do? You know, because at that point, they didn't really have a relationship. So I hated that it just went to like, you cheat on me, babe. You don't even fucking love me. And it's like, bitch, you don't love him either. Like, what did you expect?
Yeah, because it's not because I didn't like that she caught them like that either. I kind of wish it would have been like a slower progression and it wasn't just like conveniently one cousin was like, oh, go here, you know, to find out what kind of man he really is. I was kind of hoping that it would have been like a slow thing and her to maybe continue to be cold towards him because she was still scared of him. And then once like she was like kind of feeling something because she never actually revealed her intentions in the marriage, that maybe then she would have caught him cheating so that we can see that, that like conflict, right? Of, oh, well, I never really did tell him that I wanted to make this marriage work. So is it really cheating? I'm not quite sure if it is cheating, if it's an arranged marriage.
Overall, I did not like her character. Like it was hard to sympathize with her when her character was all over the place. But yeah, that's her. Like it kind of threw me off the entire story. Like I didn't even know what to expect out of her because I feel like she was a different character every fucking chapter.
She kept you on your toes. You were like, who is this bitch? Who is she?
Arya, if that's your real name, fuck you.
It's not. No, I agree with you though.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I feel like there was a lot of inconsistencies with her character. I just felt bad for her in the beginning. And then afterwards I was like, okay, girl, where's this going? Like, what do you want?
Yeah. What do you want? What do you crave? But that being said, why don't we talk about our second main character, which is Luca. Luca is, when she's 15, he's 20 years young, and he is also thrown into this obligation of marrying her. And throughout the first time they meet at the engagement party to when she's 18 and he's 23, he's very cold towards her. and makes it seem as if he only views her as property because he keeps saying like, I'm just going to claim what's mine, bitch, you know? So he seems very heartless, but come the wedding, even at the wedding, he was very like protective of her.
He was protective and a little bit possessive as well, because he would monitor her, or at least like just watch her, and he would be like, you have to eat something, like I don't want you to faint later.
Even at 15, when she was spying on them, he had made a comment to the family like, no one's allowed to fucking touch her because that's fucking mine. Which honestly,
I know, because her dad was gonna slap her in front of everyone, and he grabbed his hand and was like, no, she's no longer your problem, she's mine.
Yeah, but I fucking hated that he said that when she was 15. That gave me the ick. But you know what?
No, yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Come the wedding, he was looking out for her. Even when she was not eating out of fear, he was like, you need to fucking eat. Like, you need to eat something. And he was very attentive to her, I guess, but in a very possessive way. So it came off as just him being heartless. But come the wedding night, he didn't have sex with her because she wasn't ready. And I thought that said a lot about his character, that even though he is this mafia guy who is ruthless, who would kill anyone, he couldn't find it in himself to hurt her.
Yeah. Especially because she was literally crying the entire night. And I thought it was so sad when he was like, are you going to be crying the entire night? Like, are you really still crying? I'm not. He's like, I'm not even doing anything to you. I'm just laying here.
Babe, I'm going to be honest with you, babe. Babe, wife, babe. If I don't get 4 hours in, babe, you're not going to want to see me in the morning.
I'm not myself when I don't get enough sleep.
Thank you. But it's funny because starting off this story, when I read that first chapter, I will be honest, I was not into it. I was so turned off by this entire story. I was under the impression, because I feel like I know what I look for in a story. I was under the impression that I would fucking love Arya, that she was going to be a really good character in my eyes. It's funny.
Really?
It's funny because I fucking hate her. And I liked Luca's character.
You went from not liking her to hating her.
Dude, okay. Well, I mean, you're right. Hate's a strong word. I dislike her. But I liked Luca's character a lot more than I did hers. Because at least his character, he wasn't super consistent, but he was consistent enough where I understood that he was a bad person. And I like that they never painted him as a good person.
No, and I do appreciate that even he would say, like, I'm not a good person. You don't want to be in love with me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the wrong person to be in love with.
Yep. So I appreciated that from him. The possessiveness, I didn't mind because it kind of, I don't know, it's just the type of person that he was. But he was...
And also the type of genre that this is. This is dark romance, so
yes,
of course there would be possessiveness.
So I didn't really mind it because, I mean, you're right. It comes with the genre. And I thought that his character for this type of genre, this type of book, I thought he was well written enough where I'm not going to have any complaints.
No complaints?
Yeah. It's a shocker. And you know what? Just to put like freaking the cherry on top, I fucking love the name Luca.
Oh, what? You love two names in this episode. Who are you?
Dude, I don't even recognize myself.
I don't recognize you. You're always complaining about the guys' names.
Dude, Luca is such a cute name.
Luca?
Yeah.
Remember the Luca review? So we talked about Luca, the Disney movie, a long time ago, and Cheli brought something up while we were filming it. What did you bring up? Did you even say it when we were filming?
Yeah, I mentioned... Oh, you know what? I might have not mentioned it. But there was a review for the movie Luca, the Disney movie, where someone was like, 0 out of 5 stars. I knew a guy named Luca, and I fucking hated that guy. Dude, it's funny.
That was really...
It's funny because when that movie came out is when people started trending like, oh my God, I love Luca. I wish Italians were real. It's like,
oh my God. And we're talking about an Italian story.
I know.
Well, with Italian characters, I mean.
Yes. I'm glad that they used the name Luca. Like if they had Googled, popular Italian names, I feel like I would have noticed. Like, I don't know.
What do you mean?
Because if you Google popular Italian names, the first name that comes up is Vincenzo. And so I'm glad.
Vincenzo? What's wrong with Vincenzo?
Nothing. I fucking love that name.
I'm naming my child that, actually.
But, no, I appreciated the names.
Yeah. So just to get back on track, I would say that I was also surprised that I liked his character more than Arya. Because, well, even in the beginning, I felt like he didn't seem that bad of a person based on, his actions.
Yeah.
I feel like if he had made her uncomfortable when she was 15, then I wouldn't have been down for his character at all. But when he decided to cut himself on the wedding night, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm down for his character. Like he's a relatively good person just because he knows that she's not emotionally ready for this.
Mm-hmm.
But even when the cheating happens, because he does cheat on her, okay, I guess. I don't know. Is that cheating? We'll talk about it later. He's like, I didn't even know you wanted this, which I feel like felt so real. I don't know if you felt the same way, but I was like, yeah, girl, you were so uninterested that of course he's like, oh, I thought we had like a little bit of an arrangement here. I thought I could just go see my other girl. But
yes.
Okay. I kind of wish that more would have come out between him and Grace, though. Like, I understand that he didn't give a fuck about her, but I wish there would have been something else that happened, because as soon as Arya was like, I don't want you to ever see her again, he was like, okay, a little dramatic. I won't see her sexually, like, okay, but if she just happens to be walking down the street, what am I supposed to do?
Of course I'm gonna invite her to Starbucks. What am I, a monster?
I'm gonna dab her up. Like, don't. God.
What's dabbing up? Don't worry, babe. Don't worry about it.
Don't ask me questions, babe.
I agree with you though, because that whole thing that he had with Grace, it felt so surface level because of how little she mattered and how quickly it was dismissed. Like, I thought she was going to be a consistent thing in their lives, but she wasn't. She was only brought up to create plot points in the story, which I thought was dumb.
Yeah, no, I agree. I just wish there was a little bit more, like something that was a little bit more meaningful than just those couple of scenes that literally led to nothing, honestly. Yep.
But to move on, why don't we talk about how we felt about their relationship? Because after they got married, that was basically the start of their relationship, because they hadn't really met beforehand. Like, they hadn't gotten to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that their relationship had a lot of potential. And the reason is because I thought some of the moments that they had were very cute. Like the fact that he was very patient with her, and the first date that they go on is to like a K barbecue place. Like, I thought that was cute.
I know. That was so cute, because she was like, don't you guys have beef with like certain like Asian mafia people? I can't keep track of who they had problems with. Yeah. Because I feel like this is the type of story where the plot is not really that important. It's not that important.
Yes, and I will talk about that later.
They have problems with different types of families, and that's literally it. But the main point of the story is the fact that it's a dark romance. So it's very much driven by that, not really like the politics. I feel like this is very different from the Bridge Kingdom, where the Bridge Kingdom was driven by the politics. This one is not, at least to me personally. But I did think that their first date was pretty cute, because, they were just being themselves. And I thought it was funny how him and Romero?
Yes.
Is it Romero?
Yes.
who was her bodyguard, they kept thinking like, oh, how do I cheer her up? You want to go shopping? She was like, damn, why does everyone think I want to go shopping?
Yeah.
I thought that was really funny.
I thought that like there were points in the story where I liked their relationship, but like, I mean, not to compare, but you know me, I'll compare any shit. But
are you going to compare this to the Cruel Prince again?
No. You know how, I don't know if you want to watch our old episodes, but we did talk about Banana Fish.
Bro, that was so good. Is that why you were thinking about Banana Fish?
Yeah. But
I'm always thinking about Banana Fish.
I liked how in Banana Fish, when Ash, which was one of the main characters, when he was brought into the situation where there was a potential love interest, it was made very apparent that he couldn't think about that type of shit because of the type of business he was in. And I wish there was more of that with our main character, Luca. Like, I wish we had seen more of him being like, I don't even fucking know what to do. Like, how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you fucking take Arya on a good date? Like, I want to see you struggle. I wanted to see more struggle for them to reach that point.
I feel like there was a tiny inkling when they started to like get closer together, like physically.
Yeah.
Because then the love started brewing, right? A little bit. And there was a moment where he kind of told her, like, you can't love me. Like, you shouldn't love me.
Yeah.
Because that's what his enemies are going to go after, right? Whatever he loves. But like you said, I kind of wish there would have been a little bit more of that.
And you know
like
what?
A little bit more of that angst.
It would have hit more if that situation of him being, you couldn't love me, I wish that had hit during a wholesome moment. Because I understand that a lot of their interactions were intimate. That was most of the book. Like, I don't even fucking think they had a full ass conversation, except for like them making fucking omelets. Other than that, everything was done in the bedroom.
Oh, when they couldn't cook, neither one of them.
And that was cute.
They were like, bitch. That was cute.
And I wish there were more moments like that. I wish they would have gone grocery shopping together and been like, what the fuck does a bell pepper look like? Like, I would have been so fucking down for that shit.
That would have been so funny because neither one of them ever had to cook. So it was like,
like, honestly, as much as I loved the spice, because I did like the spice in this story, I wish that there would have been wholesome moments where they looked at each other and been like, fuck, I don't want to fall in love. Like, I wish that would have been there because I feel like it would have been more impactful.
So yeah. I agree with you. I feel like the spice in this book is so good. So I feel like if you haven't read the book and you're like kind of down, go just for the spice.
Yeah, I'll tell you the pages so you don't have to read the whole thing. But overall, their relationship, I was just conflicted by it because it felt like there was so much more that could have been done. But because it felt like the author's focus was the spice, it didn't build the way I wanted it to.
No, I can agree with that.
Do you have any thoughts? How did you feel about their relationship?
I'm not gonna lie. I was so curious to see where the story was going that I couldn't put it down. It wasn't because I was like in love with it. I was just like, oh my God, what's going to happen between them? I thought there was going to be more of a build on their relationship and their characters. There wasn't. But I overall did like them together, even though I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember everything that happened between them. I can't even remember like the exact moment when they were like, oh damn, I love him though, you know? Like I can't remember that.
Yeah.
I feel like everything happened so quickly, but overall I did think they were pretty cute. I did really like their first date and that whole like omelet moment. I wish there would have been more moments like that too though.
And I wish there would have been like wholesome jealousy moments. Like, you know,
that would have been good.
If he's possessive, I wish we would have seen more of that in a non-sexual scenario.
Yeah. Or violent, because remember that guy who roofied her?
Yeah, dude. Okay, so to move on with the story, well, actually, before we even get into that, let's talk about another, I feel like we can say main character, secondary character, which is her sister, Gianna.
I could not fucking stand that bitch. I could not fucking stand Gianna.
Dude.
Anytime she was on screen, I was like, Gianna, shut the fuck up. I felt like it was so unrealistic. It's not that I wanted anything bad to happen to her. I swear I did not. But I really could not stand the fact that she kept talking shit. Any chance she got, she would always be talking back to everyone. It's like she had no remorse for what could have happened to her family. Because when they were younger, when she was 15, and remember she was like eavesdropping on the conversation. So it was Gianna and Arya who were eavesdropping. And in that moment when their dad wanted to hit Arya and Luca was like, no, you can't touch her, he hit Gianna because he knew that it would hurt them, right? So I kind of wish that Gianna would have taken this moment and like, I don't know, like realize like, oh my God, my words have meaning. If I say all this shit, then someone else will get punished if I don't.
Yes. And honestly, like, I feel the same way. I couldn't fucking stand her. But I think I would have liked her more because I understood. She was young when that happened, when she was hit instead of Arya being hit. But even when she grew a little older, her character, I'm sorry I keep using this word, was so fucking inconsistent that I couldn't fucking stand it. Like, if she hated Luca so much and if she hated the brothers so much, then why is she leading them on? Because the things that she would say, like, it didn't make sense. Like, I didn't fucking like the fact that there was a point where she goes to visit Arya and Luca at their home in New York, and she's like, what, Luca, you've ever had a threesome? You want me to fucking blow you? And it's like, shut up, Gianna.
Oh my God. I feel like she just loves riling up the guys in this story. Like, I don't know, because she loves having that confrontation because she's so outspoken. And nothing ever happens to her. There's no like consequence to anything that she says. I don't understand why she's still like this. Like, nothing has happened to her.
And you know what?
That would be realistic to the story that we're reading.
Exactly.
Because, like, their dad was about to beat Arya's ass for eavesdropping.
And I fucking hated the whole club scene because when Gianna goes to visit Arya, she's like, we have to go to a fucking club because I want to go have sex with a rando. And it's like, dude, okay, you do you. That didn't bother me. The fact that bothered me was she was just like, okay, let's go fucking do this. Let's go fucking do this. Let's go fucking have sex. Fuck Luca. And it's like, if you cared enough about your sister, you wouldn't put her in a situation where, because you don't understand her husband, that she might be R-worded. Like, she might go through something very bad. And for someone who's so protective of your sister, why the fuck are you doing that? I fucking hated that shit.
I fucking hated it too. I could not stand her. And I feel like had the situation happened differently, because I understood that she wanted to have control over her own sexuality, right? She didn't want to be sold off like Arya. She wanted to, you know, experience her first sexual experience on her own terms, and I get that. I totally get that. I just wish that it would have happened differently because, like you said, like, she put her sister in danger.
You know what would have been more impactful? Because you can tell by the way that the story was written that she's gonna end up with Mateo. Like, that. That's just what's happening. But it would have been more impactful if she had fallen in love with someone who was not in the mafia. Like, I think that would have said more about her character.
That's what she wants. Like, she wants someone who's just a regular guy.
But she's not going to fall for that because she and Mateo are fucking perfect for each other, apparently.
Apparently. I know. Mateo, I could not fucking stand him either.
Dude, so Mateo is Luca's brother, and he was the only one who looked at Arya sexually when she was 15.
He wasn't the only one, but I think he was the only one in his family
who was outspoken enough to say it.
Yeah.
Dude, he's fucking disgusting, and I don't understand his character. And I understand that he likes Gianna, but it feels more that he just wants to tame her. You know what I mean?
Well, Luca said it. He loves a good challenge. So when Gianna was constantly being like, yeah, you can't touch me, or yeah, I know I look sexy, but you can't touch me. Like, you know, like it's not yours or whatever.
Yeah.
It riled him up enough where I guess he convinced their dad to also arrange their marriage together.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck? Hello, you already have an alliance with this family. Why would that doesn't even make sense?
It didn't make any sense. You know, that being said about Matteo and Gianna, I feel like all of the side characters
might end up together.
Well, no, but I feel like they filled the same obligation, which was just to move the story forward. Like, none of them really had enough substance except for Gianna and Matteo, because you can tell that they might be main characters in another story. Everyone else just felt like they were written in order for the plot to continue.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's just that type of romance.
Exactly.
But it's like the side characters have no substance.
I fucking hated that, because the way that Arya figured out that Luca was cheating on her was because a cousin of Luca's had come up and been like, hey, go see what your husband's doing. But it turns out that she was best friends with Grace. And it's like, that was fucking never brought up. And after that shit had happened, it was never brought up again. Like,
literally, there was no reason for that. I was like, what the fuck? Why is this bitch here? Why does she have to find out? Because a chismosa was like, you know what? I'm going to stir the pot. And also, how did she know they were going to be having sex the next day at 10 p.m.? That's so oddly specific. Like, that's so weird.
Was she there? Like, how did...
I know.
Dude,
you know, I almost expected her to, like... I don't know. I didn't know what was happening, honestly. Because I honestly expected her to go to this place and then find, like, recordings of him and Grace. Like, I didn't expect it to be live like it's happening right now.
Dude, okay, to go back to your comment that you made earlier, would you consider this cheating?
No.
No? Same.
No, because there was nothing between Arya and Luca in this moment. Because Luca, I don't even know if he was actually interested in Arya or if he just wanted to have sex with her. But he was the one who was kind of trying to, you know, have something with her. But she would always flinch with him, like, all the time. Like, she was way too scared of anything happening. And I think they did make out. But she was kind of went like cold, and she was like, nope.
Exactly. And honestly, I would even argue that he was respectful, like, enough to respect her space, because she started to think like, oh my God, he's not fucking cuddling with me. And it's like, yeah, bitch, because you're flinching. He's thinking of you.
You're scared of him.
And because they're in this life where mistresses are something that's kind of expected out of people who are married in the mafia, it's not like it was a thing that you wouldn't expect, you know? So for her to fucking cry and be like, I thought you respected me. And it's like, bitch, like, if you think about it, he did fucking respect you, because he didn't fucking touch you when you didn't want to be touched.
And also, during that time, he would be gone a lot. Because he wanted to give her space. And she was, like, so offended by it, which I didn't understand why. I felt like it was another inconsistency in her character.
Yeah.
Because I thought she would be, like, relieved, like, oh my God, yes, he's not here. Let me do whatever I want. But no, like, she was immediately depressed because he wasn't there. Yes. And I just felt like that makes absolutely no sense. I don't understand. And then after they talk about it, well, they don't even really talk about it.
No, they don't.
He's kind of just like, okay, well, if you don't want me to see her, fine, I guess.
I'll never see her again.
But I do have needs, babe. Like, you know, I have needs. I can't wait forever.
Dude, this story just threw me for a loop the entire time.
Can I just say that I loved Fabiano? I thought Fabiano was the cutest little thing ever.
Dude, I also loved Fabiano, but you know who I loved more than that?
Wait, Fabiano is Arya's youngest brother.
Yes,
and he was so cute. And
the little one.
Yeah. The little one. He was so
cute. You know
cute.
who I loved more than that, but was so disappointed because they didn't build on him? Fucking Romero.
I knew it! I fucking knew it. It's like you have patterns. I don't know. I'm unlocking something of you.
You know, Cora Reilly. You already wrote this book. I can't change anything. But I fucking wish that he had just been a best friend to her. Like, I wish they had built something. But they built nothing. And I fucking hated. I don't mean to raise my voice.
God.
I don't mean to raise my
God.
voice.
I'm scared.
I don't want to put a number on it, but I think I'm like 5 or 6 shots in. But
oh my God. FOMO, guys. FOMO.
I hated the fact on how often Gianna and Arya would make the comment like, what, you want to fucking look at my body? Fucking bitch, you're gonna get fucking hard looking at my fucking body. And it's like, shut up. Romero is here working a 9 to 5. You don't need to treat him like a piece of shit because he's the most wholesome man in this whole story.
I fucking hated anytime Gianna was like, oh, what did she fucking say? It was about Lily, their younger sister. How Lily had a crush on Romero, and so there was a moment when she sat on his lap, which super inappropriate because she was 14, I think. And I think he's like 22, 21, I don't know. And oh my God. And then Gianna was like, oh, well, he's going to take advantage of you. He can easily take advantage of you and then slit your throat. And it's like, what the fuck, Gianna? She's literally 14.
Dude, it kind of like,
or she might have been younger. I don't remember.
The way that they wrote Gianna, she just felt like someone who fucking got turned on by this shit. Cause she would just be like, what, you're gonna fucking get a hard on? What, you want me to fucking blow you? And it's like, fucking shut up, Gianna. Like, I don't care about your opinion.
Can I just say I give absolutely no fucks if she has her own book. I cannot stand that bitch.
Dude, if I were to keep rereading this book, and I don't want to say anything about how I feel about this overall, but if I would fucking skip Gianna's books. Like, anytime Gianna fucking came up, I was like, shut the fuck up, bitch. You don't
shut up.
Where the fuck is Romero and Luca? Like, I don't want to hear this fucking bitch talk. Because you know what? She was painted as someone who was supposed to care for her sister. And, you know, I like that. And I would have liked it more if she wasn't someone who came off as needy. Because she kept fucking giving Arya shit for not contacting her. And it's like, you're supposed to contact me every fucking day. It's like, bitch, I'm married. Like, I don't even know what left and right is right now. You can't give me shit for not contacting you. Like, I wish you would have fucking understood that, you know what? Maybe my life is kind of a little busy right now. Like, I can't fucking contact you all the fucking time.
Oh my God. Are you okay? I think the alcohol is really hitting you.
I'm okay.
Yeah, pop off queen. I totally agree. I thought it was so annoying how Gianna was like, there was, I think, a day that Arya didn't text her back. And when she finally texted her back, Gianna was like, I almost sent a helicopter out for you. Like, I literally was gonna send a SWAT team out for you. It's like, damn, girl. Let her be. Like, relax.
Breathe. I was just out getting a burrito at Chipotle. Like, let me fucking breathe.
Literally. And also, to go back to your point, because you kind of just kept going off. No, you're fine. I also really liked Romero's character. I do wish that he was developed better. I was a little bit afraid that something, like, either he was betraying them or that something was going to happen between him and Arya.
I'm so glad that didn't happen.
Me too. I was honestly so scared because obviously he was always around her, but he was so respectful to Luca that he didn't even... remember when he was so uncomfortable that somebody was like, oh my God, you guys are so cute together. He was like, why did you tell him we're not together? Yes. How could you? And she's like, who cares? Like, it's not a big deal.
Can I be honest?
Like, no.
Can I be honest?
No. Yeah.
I fucking wish that he was... This is like a weird thing to bring up, but I kind of wish that he was gay. Like, in a weird way, but I kind of wish that they had that, like, moment of vulnerability where they could talk to each other, like, hey, you're in a situation I don't like, and I'm in a situation I don't like, let's both get close. Like, I fucking wish that, because I hate the fact that he would even get uncomfortable when she looked a certain way in tight clothes. Like, I didn't want that from him. I wanted him to be the only one who didn't react. Like, that's all I wanted.
I don't think that he was checking her out. I think he was just uncomfortable to be perceived as checking her out. I think that's what made him uncomfortable. But I do agree with you. I wish they did have an actual friendship. I think that would have been so fucking cute if they would have actually had a moment of like, damn, you know what? I didn't choose this life either. And then they can go off on that.
Yeah, it would have been so nice. It would have been so nice. But they didn't.
No, they didn't.
But moving ahead with the story, they end up having sex, I think, after Gianna leaves. And honestly, it was kind of weird because it kind of just led up to it. Like, it was like, oh, today's the day Gianna's gone. Let me fucking fuck you. And it was like, okay.
Well, stuff was happening already before that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like the first time, but kind of, yeah.
Oh, before I even get to that part, how did you feel about him fucking like just feeling her up and doing all that shit while Gianna was on the other side of the door?
I kind of loved it. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm not even mad. It did remind me of when we watched A Través de mi Ventana. It reminded me of that, but I had a completely different emotion this time. I think it's because, I don't know, I couldn't stand Gianna, okay? I couldn't fucking stand her. I was like, don't open the door, bitch.
Okay.
Finish first.
You know me. I fucking love math. I don't think that she would have... I don't think that she would have finished in like less than 3 minutes, okay? So that means that Gianna... Okay, maybe okay, I'm going to give her 2 minutes, you know? I don't think... I can't even fathom the fact of someone just knocking at someone's door for 4 minutes straight, like, Arya, are you awake? Why the fuck are you not answering? Arya. And it's like,
okay. Bitch. You know what? You have a point there. And I'm pretty sure it was probably like fucking 30 seconds. You have a point there.
No, okay, wait. Before you even say that, it was not 30 seconds because she had came like twice before she stopped knocking.
I think I wasn't paying attention to Gianna. I was kind of just like, oh my God, get it, girl. Yeah. That was annoying.
It was annoying. But I thought that scene was... Dude, the spice in this book was so fucking good.
Wow, you really liked it?
Yes. I think that...
I really liked it too.
Dude, honestly...
The spice alone, 10 out of 10.
Exactly. I think if this author just focused on spice, she would be really good at writing.
I think, oh my God, shots fucking, she's drunk, okay? Don't, Cora Reilly, if you're listening to this, she's drunk, okay, please? She's super nice. Anyway, this is kind of spice though. Like, this is mainly spice.
I know, but like,
obviously you can't just write just a spicy book. You have to have like a plot, kind of, sort of.
That being said, I feel like, I don't want to say her name because I don't want to call her out, but I am going to fucking call her out. It feels like she probably heard about the mafia on TikTok because, bitch, do you even know what the fucking mafia is? Because she just kept hello? Like, it felt like when she mentioned the mafia, it was like, oh, the Russians. And it's like, what the fuck about the Russians? Tell me more about
the Filipinos.
Exactly, the Mexicans. And it's like, no, bitch, you can't just say the name of a race and just play that off as you fucking knowing about the mafia. You don't know shit about the mafia. Like, it was so apparent that she didn't know fucking shit. So it drove me insane.
I 100% agree with you because even I felt the same way. I was like, okay, I'm pretty, because even both the families were Italian, but they weren't known as the Italian mafia.
Exactly.
It was they both had their own names and their own sections, and they were enemies at one point, but obviously they formed an alliance. So I feel like she didn't really think about that detail, which I wish she would have, because it was so like, what?
The fact that they were like, oh, the Russians, they're fucking closing in. And it's like, bitch, what the fuck is going on? Like, are you not telling me about this whole fucking conspiracy or battle going on? Because I don't understand. Why is it that the fucking Russians are coming after you? We're fucking in New York. Like, what's going on?
I'm gonna be honest with you. The conflict, I totally lost me. Totally lost me. I can't even tell you how this book ended.
Dude,
I don't remember.
You know, unfortunately, because God decided to shine on me today, I do remember how this book ended. And I know that at the end, it was basically the Russians like, oh, so you're fucking Arya, right? You're that fucking bitch's wife.
Oh, yeah. I remember that part.
Dude, that was so fucking stupid because there had never been an interaction beforehand where she, like, was around his work. You know what I mean? And I know that it's like someone she cares about, but he never made it apparent to anyone that this was someone he actually cared about. You know?
Yeah, and that's true. And it's not like they went on all these fucking dates and he was like flaunting her out. And honestly, who could have known that he was actually in love with her?
And honestly, and fucking quote me on this shit. I hope that this shit gets said everywhere. But if you're going to write a spice, that's fine. Write a fucking spice. Write a penis in it. Write a fucking pussy in it.
Write 10, please.
But that's fine. But if you're going to write a spice, there's no bad outcome with you writing more wholesome parts. Because the fact that they like confessed to each other basically at the end that they loved each other, it didn't feel as impactful because it was never built. It was just built on physical attraction. Like there was no except for them fucking going to KBBQ once. Like, bitch, I can go to KBBQ with my friend right now. That's not gonna make me fucking fall in love with them. Like, you should have added more fucking substance.
Hello?
Yeah,
we've gone plenty of times together.
Do you like me? Oh my god,
I love you.
I fucking love you too, bitch. But you know what I mean, right? Like
I know what you mean, yeah.
There was no to it. Like there was nothing. Like I couldn't relate to these characters at all because I didn't fucking care. Like all I cared about was when they fucking had sex because that was an interesting read. Like there was nothing else in this story that I cared about to even want to continue the story. Honestly, I only continued the story because I knew we had to talk about it today. That says a lot about the story.
Whoa. What you're saying is that you would have DNF'd this book.
Yes. 1000%.
At what point would you have DNF'd this book?
I think I would have DNF'd it after Gianna showed up because I fucking cannot
the
stand.
First time?
No. After Gianna had showed up in New York.
Oh, okay.
Because I couldn't fucking stand that bitch.
But then you would have missed all of the spice.
I know. And that would have been super unfortunate. But honestly, like dude, I'm like 6 shots in right now. I fucking could have read a fanfic that had better spice than that shit. And I love the spice, don't get me wrong, but I didn't fucking care about the story. Honestly, disappointed is an understatement. Because the thing is, I wanted to fucking like the story. Because after Luca had done that whole blood smearing thing and not R-worded her, I had hope. Like, I thought this story was going to be better than what I expected. But honestly, because of how inconsistent the characters were, and because of how much they focused just more on the spice and less on the character development, I don't understand why the story has more parts. Like, this could have fucking ended there, and I wouldn't have given a shit. Like, I don't fucking care enough to continue this.
Yeah. I do agree with you. You know, your anger, I feel it. I get it. I don't think I would have DNF'd this book though because it was very short.
It was.
I finished this in like a day. Not even a full day. It was like a couple hours.
I know. It was like 3 hours at least.
But I would say I did really enjoy the spice. I feel like that's what kept me going. That's what motivated me. I was like, hell yeah, this dark romance. The spice in this, she's hitting.
Yep. I thought so too. You want to just bounce to your overall thoughts of this book?
Okay, so my overall thoughts of this book, I feel like I already said everything I needed to say. I think it's obvious that this book is very surface level. I honestly didn't expect much of it anyway. It's just like a dark romance, mafia. I do wish there would have been a little bit more substance to it, but I read it. Don't think I'll ever look back at it. Maybe I'll look back at the spice and that's pretty much it, but not really like the entirety of the story. I would be down to read Bound by Love because it's a continuation of them. I do kind of want to see like, okay, what else can there be between them? Like maybe they'll actually explain the fucking mobs in this story a little bit better, but I'm not really in like a hurry to, you know? Eventually, maybe I'll get to it. I think that overall I'd probably give this book like a 3.25 because Storygraph has that option, which I
love. Wow. A 3 is really high. Well,
I mean,
a 3.25. Yeah, dude, the spice was really good. You know what? I respect that. Rating. That being said, I didn't have so many high expectations for this either. I did expect it to just be a dark romance. And I mean, it delivered. It was a dark romance. But I feel like even if you write a dark romance, it's okay to make some time to build the characters. Like, I don't think just because you write a dark romance, you are like basically stripped of the right to do that. Like, you can still fucking do that and build a good story. And honestly, the idea of the story is pretty good, but if the author had maybe done a little more research on mafias, it would have felt more realistic. And there was this situation that they had brought up that we didn't really talk about the fact that Arya had wished that she wasn't part of the mafia, but still wished that she had met Luca. I kind of wish the roles had been reversed and Luca had thought that, and Arya had been like, oh no, you know, we're part of the mafia. We can't change it. Like, I kind of wish it had been reversed because it would have said a lot more about their characters. But, you know, I understand that she was just trying to make a morally gray character that's attractive. I understand that, but it's okay to make them a little vulnerable. Like, you don't have to fucking make him horrible for me to like him. I would have still fucking liked him. But overall, I think that this story had amazing spice, and same as you, I highlighted all my favorite spice, so I will go back and read that shit. But I will not go back. I will mark my fucking words. I will never read a scene that has Gianna in it. I fucking hated that bitch. And honestly, like, any other side character didn't fucking matter. All of the plot, be honest, everything happened in the bedroom. Nothing else happened outside. So
nope.
Nothing
of substance anyway.
Exactly. Nothing mattered. And honestly, I wish that she would have tried a little more. And don't get me wrong, I like reading spice. And I don't mind reading a story that's just, you know, porn without plot. But because of
PWP.
Exactly. Because of the way that it was like delivered to us, that there was going to be more substance, because I mean, she wrote like fucking 20 other books after this shit. Like, you would think that she would want to build the world, but apparently she doesn't. So that being said, I would give this a 1 out of 5.
I fucking knew it. Oh my God. I get so excited when I get you right.
Dude, I wanted more. Is it so wrong?
Yeah. No, not at all.
I'm so sad. But you know what? I enjoyed reading it. Still a 1 out of 5. So usually at the end of episodes, we roll a dice. If the dice lands on an odd number, we read a negative review online. But if it lands on an even number, we read a positive review online. And we don't connect to what the review says. So we just kind of leave it in the air and end our episode. I think we're trying to use Storygraph more than Goodreads, so we will be reading this review off of Storygraphs, just to let you know.
We'll try to, because I wish that it would be easier to kind of, what's the word? Like, I wish that I could just click on 1-star reviews, but I have to scroll down to
Yeah,
go through these reviews.
I know what you mean. But before we roll the dice, I just want to say thank you to everyone who is listening to us, whether that be audio forms, so Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or anywhere else you get your podcasts on. Thank you so much. If you can leave a review and a rating of 5 stars, that actually helps us so much. I feel like a lot of you have been doing that recently, and it has been helping us with exposure. So thank you so much.
Seriously. And we definitely appreciate it a lot. I think it's definitely a motivator for us to keep going. And I think that's another reason why we decided to add another day to our podcast.
Honestly, us adding Thursday, it felt like overwhelming at first, but I love that we have 2 days in the week. But thank you so much for those of you who are leaving 5 stars. If you haven't, please do, because it does make a difference. If you would like to help us grow more, telling your friends, families, loved ones, hated ones, anyone about us, that actually helps a lot, because the best type of exposure is through word of mouth. If you are watching us on YouTube, we are audio form, only because we haven't seen each other in a long time. Yajaira and I live lands apart. Like, we're so fucking far from each other. But we are in audio form for a bit. But if you are following us on YouTube, if you can like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know how you felt about the story. I'm interested to see if any of you were Gianna fans. If you were, I mean, no offense, I will tear you down.
No, she won't. I will say that's probably the one thing where I can't be like, yeah, I get it. No, I don't get it.
I don't get it. But if you want to make me understand, give it a try. But that being said, why don't we roll our dice to see what review we're going to read?
Okay. So I do have an app. So let's see. We got a 5.
A 5 is an odd number, so I will read a negative review. Let me go ahead and look it up. I will say, though, I like the way that Storygraph breaks everything down with the moods of the story, the pace, and just like, are there lovable characters? Are there not? That's so fucking cool that they do that.
I know. I love that too. Okay, I found a review.
Oh, you did? Okay, go ahead and read it.
Yeah. So this review is on Storygraph. It comes from Peaches. They gave it a 1 star, and they wrote, "This felt like it was written by a 13-year-old. Hey, no comments.
No comments. Thank you so much for watching our episode, and we will see you on Tuesday.
Bye. Hey.
No comments. Giggles. No comments. I'm just laughing at a good joke I heard earlier. Dude, I'm fucking 7 shots in, and I can't even see what's in front of me.
Bro, why are you taking so many shots without me?
I just want it to be fun. I want it to be fun.
Are you going to take shots on Tuesday?
Of course I am!
Okay, I'm going to go buy alcohol right now.
Okay.
Dude, I'm so bummed.
Why?
Storygraph imported my Goodreads info after I already manually added everything, so everything is double. I literally want to scream and shout and let it out.
Dude, I'm so sorry, but you know what? We'll make it through this together.
Oh, shut up. Go take another shot.